Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Day number 3, Rodeo Corpus Christie, the WCRA RümpChät right here from the top of the Omni Hotel in Corpus Christie. Thank you to them, Republic of Texas Steakhouse. JR, what are you doing today?
Okay, so on day number 3, like you said, it's been a awesome experience for me and for you and for everybody here with the WCRA and all that they've been doing. We've been talking about all week, but you know, I'm a first timer, and today we got a couple great people. But start off with the champ, the bareback riding world champion that I've only seen get douched off one time, and that was at San Antonio. We've already talked. Me and Bobby have talked about this when he got dick slammed off Show Stomper 604, the Frontier Rodeo Company. But besides that, I don't know if I ever seen Bobby get bucked off.
No.
Will go down as one of the best bareback riders
Absolutely.
in the
Hall
history of all time. The great, the tall, the friendly
4X.
The Bobby Mote is with us on behalf of WCRA. Round of applause in studio, everybody, for the great Bobby Mote. And I will never bring up the Showstopper deal ever again because we've already. No. I just like we were talking. I was talking with Bobby, and like I've said in the past, and I've talked to my wife, where I'm so stupid. I'm terrible with finances. I'm terrible with technology, remembering birthdays. But Bobby and I are sitting down there the other night, and I'm talking about, hey, Bobby, do you remember when you got on Showbiz like 10 years ago at Greeley? And he's like, yeah, he remembered exactly. So in a way, my useless rodeo knowledge sometimes pays off. And Molly Brown in first class, number 4. Yeah. So Bobby's here, and he is a driving member of the WCRA, and it's pretty cool that you get to be on and talk a little bit about what's going on this week. And you know, even though you're retired, that's cool. You're staying involved in rodeo and helping out the next set of dudes wanting to ride bucking horses or bulldog or whatever, making it happen so they can make more money than you did when you were going.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good opportunity to. I mean, I've learned a lot. Like your perspective of rodeo and what makes it tick is so much different when you're competing than when you get on the other side of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's been a steep learning curve for me, but it's been really good. You know, there's a lot of opportunity in rodeo, I think, to make it better. There's a lot of things about rodeo that are awesome just the way they are, and they don't need to be messed with. And then there's things where I think, I mean, look, if it's not growing, it's going backwards.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, we feel like we're trying to do our part. Everybody else does their part. Like, it's not all the same. There's not one cookie cutter, you know, concept that fits all of rodeo. But, you know, through our partnership with the PBR, with their media connections that they have, I think that we're doing our part to bring it to more people. I think that the VRQ, the Virtual Rodeo Qualifier, allows 17,000 some odd events that we have in our database to serve as qualifiers so that anybody, if they've got the ability today, they have a chance to come here and see where they stack up.
Even a 54-year-old bull rider.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what about that?
So
that was
what I seen that dude. You know what the coolest thing about that bull rider was? Like, he was old school last night. Like, because if you walked into
Stevie Roy.
If you come into the bullfighter locker room last night and you smelled the Marlboro Red, that was old
Stevie Roy from California.
Smoking a cigarette, and this guy walked down and said, hey, you can't smoke in here. He says, I'm into bull riding. And then no one said shit. Like, it's cool.
He was taping up at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, he was
like a
ready.
bareback rider.
But you know what? But think about it. That's what makes it cool, because guess what? It doesn't matter how old he is. It don't matter how young you are, because like we had a steer wrestler out last night that was 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
We've had Rainey Skelton, who was on. She made it in 2 events at 16. So I think that's probably one of the cooler things when you're talking about the qualifiers and everything, is like, there's not a cap on this, man. You think you're good, put your money up. Let's play, you know?
Well, in the qualifying rounds, like in the timed events that happen out at Robstown, that really sorts them out too.
Yeah.
So that anybody that's made it here in the timed events at the American Bank Center, they've already proven it against everybody.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they're vetted out already. And then when you know, as far as the riding event guys goes, they had to be winning somewhere. Stevie Ray Ballantyne had to have won somewhere in the bull riding to earn a shot here. And then his first bull, you know, turns back in the chute and runs into the chute. if he doesn't take his re-ride, we see him again Sunday.
Oh, I wish
You know,
he would
I
have
mean,
took
think
his
about it.
ride.
Well,
Yeah.
well, he declared himself.
I
You know,
don't-
he
I don't
reached
think
down
he
and
declared himself.
Boyd seemed to think he was saving his own life, but he kind of sat up and he was actually making a bull ride.
Yeah.
And then, but I just get nervous. If he'd had that bull that Trey Benton III got on, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been a different story, but he did. I was like, go on, Stevie Roy. I'd have smoked a cigarette with him.
Yeah.
But he had the opportunity, but that's just
If
it.
he would just
had-
breathe in our locker room, that would have been enough nicotine for you, because it was pretty stout.
He was an example of someone who was able to realize their dreams in a short period of time. They said he's 54 years old, drove a cattle truck his whole life, got done with that, wanted to be a bull rider. Now he's probably an exception to the rule, and I wouldn't recommend that too many cow truck drivers ride bulls. But at the same time,
I ain't gonna ride bulls. Steve Ray, enjoy your remaining years.
Go ahead, finish your point. Yeah.
But like in the first night, a high school or a school principal wins the barrel race. You know, last out. So props to Corpus Christie for their ground.
Yep.
Wins the barrel race and advances to Sunday. So she's not, you know, more people can identify with a principal or a cow truck driver than they can somebody who's been a pro their whole life. I mean, Rainey Skelton has been groomed to be a pro since she was old enough to get on a horse.
Mhm.
You know, there's lots of examples of pros, but people can't identify with that. And so if you think about in rodeo, everybody's fighting for a bigger piece of the pie, that the pie is shrinking. And if we don't do things to grow the pie by bringing in guys like him and gals like him, then everybody can't get more.
Well,
$8.5 million since 2018.
it's pretty good.
That's unbelievable.
Take it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you know,
I'd take it.
it is bridging a lot of gaps too, because
I'm thinking of cracking back out.
you can sell your laptop and buy a bull rope. If you get
No,
on,
no.
I would pull your
Not
rope for
riding
you,
bulls.
Hambone.
I would not. My last thing I got on,
you have a bareback rig.
I got hung up on
Yeah.
a 4-H heifer. I'm not riding bulls.
and that was a prom. Hey,
That was a good one, Bear. But see, on the other end of it too, though, from the 54-year-old, there's also high school kids.
yeah, that
You
bull
know,
hogger.
I mean, and then there's some team roping teams. I mean, imagine that backing in. I mean,
Whitney
the box
DeSalvo.
that Rich Skelton's backing in right
Yeah.
before you. I mean, that's what I think is so cool. But and let alone for them to have the chance to win huge money. You know, you're competing with you're walking with legends. It's
Well,
pretty awesome.
That Whitney DeSalvo, that girl, she called rodeo. I remember her when she was at the CNFR. She is healing for Charlie Cross. She roped last night. Charlie missed, but Whitney, for the first time ever, it's Whitney. We have a lady getting a chance at winning a high dollar rodeo in the team roping, that's to my knowledge. And Scott, you have to check. That's never been done. We've never had a lady on the national stage in the roping. And I'm gonna tell you what, there's a lot of these gals that can rope.
Yes, sir.
I will tell you what I've learned. I'm still kind of new to having breakaway roping at big rodeos, but one thing I've learned is breakaway ropers have no emotion at all. They'll be 2-1 and they just ride out like their dog just got hit by a car. Like, I feel like that's the only problem of the weekend. I want to see a few more
I want
smiles.
to see a fist bump or something.
Well,
Yeah.
I think what was the
Jackie
lady?
did.
Jackie
Jackie
she-
smiled last night.
She smiled
She
a
was,
little bit, but I had my mic turned off and go, Jackie, smile. And she gave me like one of those, you know,
Well,
but
I'm telling you, it probably because most of them haven't. You know, they want to win. A 1.91. Madison Uthier is winning the breakaway. A 1.91.
yeah, she won the American, 3 years ago? Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
she just won the Women's Rodeo World Championship this last November. Also won 60,000 there. So
Of course, you know her dad, Mike.
yeah,
I saw Mike in the elevator, and he goes, "I need some more water."
You know
Okay,
that
Mike.
Mike's a top lip snuff dipper.
Yeah, that's the old train wreck.
Yeah, train wreck. That's what I was
Put the old
trying to think.
train wreck in.
Ike
You know, it's
Sankey,
because you have more. It gets in your blood quicker on the top lip.
I don't
it's got-
choose. wouldn't
Yeah, I
know.
worked for U.S. Smokeless for 7 years, so I know all about it.
yeah.
Anyhow, sorry. We
Anybody else work for
derailed.
Free Copenhagen?
Derailed.
1.9 Madison.
That's one reason I got friends back then.
Well, you know, the thing about Whitney DeSalvo, that's a great point right there. So Whitney's the first female healer to be classified as a number 8. And so in the, team roping world, the handicap,
That's-
the classification, the highest is 10.
Yeah.
So she's an 8 out of 10. She's the first female, and she won't be the last because she's doing that. Like she's blazing trails. Like tell me a reason why a girl can't do the same thing that a guy can do right there.
I've got 2 12-year-old nieces that eat, sleep, and breathe roping now, you know, and that would be awesome to see them on this stage like this someday.
Well, the thing of it is it's not like you got to be strong like a guy to be able to heel a steer or head a steer. You don't really need to be able. You need to be able to have good horsemanship and handle your rope good. Well, it's like the glass ceiling, right? And so once they realize that they can go higher, but there's got to be incentive, and so this helps to create incentive, and so it gives them an opportunity, and so I just think again it's about growth high.
We are wrong though. I just got fact checked.
Fact check.
Sonny Deb, check the team roping stats in the past for Mary Solomon. Whitney is the second.
Number 8?
Yes.
Not in the USTRC qualifiers. Probably the one that competed professionally is what Sonny Deb's
well, and then there was also
love you, Sonny. You were right.
Yeah. There who was Bev Robbins is headed at the BFI, but there was dang it, it'll come to me. Tammy West.
Wynette.
Tammy Wynette.
No, Tammy Wynette's saying.
Idiot
Tammy
rump.
West, I think.
Tammy West. I don't know.
But anyways, there was another gal that headed really good and went to the rodeos. But here's the thing, and so it doesn't matter if guys or gals.
Yeah.
The reality is, if you want to have a chance at a rodeo like Corpus Christie or San Antonio or Houston or any of the big ones that you need to prove that you're in the upper echelon.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means year one, you're going to have to go to all the county fair rodeos and stuff and earn enough money to
Sterling Kimball.
To be able to make the qualifications, and so that you can be in the top 40 or top 50 or whatever in order to enter the next year.
Mm-hmm.
So what if your barrel horse or your whatever doesn't hold up after the second year? Then you get to go and face off and see where you are. This says if you got a job, you got a family or whatever, you just think you're good enough right now, you can go in your circle, you can qualify, go to anything, serve as a qualifier, and earn your way here, and then wade through the competition in the qualifying rounds and show up here, and then we'll see if you are good enough or not.
And I will say this, like for the breakaway rope point, in the last I'd say probably 8 years, it's really come about, because I was thinking about when I was in high school, in college even, great breakaway roper, you get to your senior year of college, and then you're out of school, well, you're done roping, because there wasn't breakaway roping at jackpots, there was some, but there wasn't anywhere that I can remember that had breakaway roping. Even like the amateur rodeos in Kansas, nobody had it. So like the lifespan of your average breakaway roper was after college, you're just kind of done. But now with everything going on, you can be a breakaway roper and kick ass for a long time and make some dough doing it. Be 2-1, not smile, cruise down the road.
well, and all the stuff that happens as a byproduct of that is the horse market has just continued to grow. Trucks, trailers, horses. These ladies are getting real endorsements now. It used to be they wear a patch for 3 ropes a month, and now they're getting money, because they're getting the exposure, and so and that's good for everybody. And for us, like, we're not an association and we're not a nonprofit, and we have to run it like a business. And so you have to look where the volume is, and there's a lot of volume, and there's potential for even more volume in breakaway roping, in barrel racing, in timed events. It's important for us also the riding events, because y'all know that bareback riding, like, it's hard to fill a perf with bareback riding. That's one's dear to my heart, obviously, and we want to make it good also. And so, sometimes that means you got to scrape some of the money from the volume to those guys to incentivize them to make it better. But some of the things that other people are doing, when I say doing our part, like the rigging rally, I watched that. What an awesome concept! Something like that gets more kids looking at that, saying, "Dad, I want to do that." And your dad says, "Well, that looks cool. I want to do it." Before, the only kids that rode bareback horses were the broke ones who were rebellious against their kids or against their
everybody
parents.
from Oregon.
Yeah, everybody from Oregon for a while. Yeah, because their parents didn't want them to do it. Like, why would I want you to tie yourself to
Yep.
something that's
Well,
gonna crack?
And you know what else hurts the bareback riding pretty bad is when you show a video of Will Lowe and Killer Bee.
Yeah,
Well, and
that'll do it.
Like,
Well,
hey, kids want to ride
and-
bareback?
and
No
you
way.
know, too, it's like getting on this subject, but bareback riding, you know, it's kind of changing, but forever for schools, you know, contractors need outs on their 4-year-olds, and so they put these kids on a 4-year-old colt,
Yeah.
just to get some live action, and these colts are just killing these kids when they're like, screw this, I'm picking up a rope, you know,
Yeah,
and that's probably how you started, you know, getting on colts and stuff. But instead of like going and get on them old campaigners,
Yep.
building up the confidence. I mean, like Rocker Steiner, you know, they've just put him on horses that, you know, would just jump and kick, and it built his confidence up. And now, you know, he's starting to get on some
That's what
buckers.
Casey Field told us. Remember when Casey said he got on the same horse like 4 times a week for 2 years? And so, like, Louis helped him get everything figured out. So by the time he started getting on different horses, he's got over a year of experience of pretty much what, you know.
yeah. No, that's exactly right. I mean, that's a perfect situation if you were going to learn how to do it. And you know, but nowadays the horses are better.
Yeah.
Like, there's more of those old campaigners, because like when I started, we used to go change handline irrigation pipe for Buddy Pins all week, so that he would bring a load of
Buddy
tryout
Pins.
horses down to the county arena for us to try out
Yeah.
for him, and they would crash the fence, flip over, like everything crazy. And because of that, I got hurt all the time starting out.
Yeah.
You could get on some old 17-year-old broodmare that does this and get a feel for it. You know, you could get good a lot faster.
Would
But
you, do you think, what was the ultimate year in pro rodeo for you? Like, if you could say Bobby Mote's year that I know you won a lot of world championships, but I'm going to say 1 year when you felt the very, very best. What year was that?
You know, I felt like I rode the best at the end of my career.
I think that happens a lot because, like, look at Tilden.
Mhm.
Tilden's riding better now than he did 5 years ago, and I see that a lot from different guys. And you think that's just because of
Well, I think
figured
you
shit
realize, yeah, I think one, you figure it out, and I think two, I mean, if you take it seriously, you get stronger and you get in better shape.
yeah,
You know, there was sort of a misnomer when I started that you don't want to weigh too much, you don't want to be too big. They always, well, you're too tall, you know. And so then I tried to keep my weight down when I realized, to heck with that, because the horses got bigger too. I go to Canada a lot. I'd go to Kessler's and like, I'm not too big. This horse is too big,
yeah.
you know. So
What's this dude weigh?
yeah. So I think that, you know, physical conditioning has really moved bareback riding and all the riding events, you know, to another
Would you have
level.
liked to take a crack at the Killer Bee?
You know, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be easy for me to pop off and say yes right now.
Well,
but
you're retired. Hell, what
Yeah.
I would say, hell yeah, run that. That was 10 years ago,
it
run that
depends
baby.
on which trip, because that horse has had some different trips. I've seen that horse where she's not moving forward. When that horse moves forward, that's all you want. I mean,
I think that'd be the worst feeling in the world. You ready?
will you nod for me? That's a good thing about going to Benny's rodeos. He says, "Go," he says. You can just get it close to cracking it back, and he'd nod for you.
Do you kind of feel though, like, man, I wish my career would have been kind of later in life, because, you know, when you retired and now there's all these new opportunities, and it's like, crap, where was that years ago? You know, for you, Jason Havens, Ryan Gray, who was your fourth?
Well, it was Stephen Dent for a while. Before that, it was Brian Bain.
Brian Bain.
Yeah,
Man.
I saw
all
Ryan.
great guys.
Ryan
Yeah,
was
right.
Ryan did the bareback school for Ace High Academy in Lubbock, and it was so good to see Ryan Gray, and he's still one of my favorite guys,
Mhm.
one
Me
of
too.
a great bareback rider.
The Lion's Pride.
Yeah.
Hey, were those videos not ahead of their time? What would they have done today?
Oh my God.
We had our own
Yep.
video show, and we had to tape it on a camcorder and then FedEx the videos into rodeo video, and then they would edit them, and they edited out all the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that got on the cutting room floor, so to speak.
Do they still have those? Do you
We
think?
have, so they're on YouTube, and they're pretty fun to go see. I don't have all the stuff they cut out.
Man, we need to
Yeah.
get those tapes
John
and
Galot got them all to me. or David Glock.
David
sorry.
Glock.
David
Yeah,
Glock.
David. You haven't
You
even
guys
talked
all
to David,
still
of course.
talk?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we keep threatening to take it like a guy's trip in the summer. Like, what would we do? I don't know. We would like try to come up with some totally unrealistic schedule and try to go to all these places.
Get in a van, cruise around, smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Don't have any money, just like the old days.
Yeah,
That's what
we
I
would
do.
just drive everywhere.
Because you know the most I think about that, and I was actually talking about that this morning with my wife and Nathan Harp, the bullfighter, with his wife. It's so crazy, like when where I'm at right now. I'm obviously not an athlete. You can tell by my looks here, but all my friends like Tuckness and Weston and Evan Allard and Cody Webster, like all the guys that are like my best friends. Like when they start retiring, I'm like, do I still want to do this when they're all kind of dropping off? And then the most depressing bareback riding song ever is the Crystal Dew song. At the end of the song is the day finally comes when you get old and gray. You got to take your spurs off and put your rigging away. But you look back now with a wanting eye. But brother, it's all gone. So you sit and cry.
Yeah.
Like the most. Is that not the worst lyrics? Because that song starts with them bareback horses are the only thing that make your arm hurt, they make your bell ring. You're like, yeah, bareback ride. And then it's like, gotta take your spurs off and put your rigging away.
It's the truth too. And
suck it, Father Time.
And you're lucky if it was your choice.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because they're
you went out. You went out kicking ass.
Yeah, you can still walk. That's,
Is Forey Smith still getting on? You remember Forey Smith?
Forey J. Smith. Yeah,
he was like 62, and he got on at Tucson one year.
I don't know.
Smith. Do you remember Forey Smith?
Yeah,
he was old.
Yeah,
but for bareback rider, like 33 is getting up there.
Well, just think.
I don't know. I think I was coming into my prime when I was 33. I mean, really.
There was some that
I'm playing.
That mid 2000s, early 2000s. There was, I mean, it's kind of back to that now. There's a bunch of really good guys, but back then when you and Will were battling it out every year, it kind of seemed like you guys went back and forth on world titles, but there was a good bareback riding back then. Really good.
Yeah, there were, and not to take away from these guys today, because there's a lot of guys that the one that I still know a lot of these guys. The one that I don't know that really impresses me is that Jesse Pope.
Yes.
Oh, I know him. He's a Kansas boy.
Yeah. Yep.
Jesse's awesome, and what makes him so cool is that he's the real deal. He's an actual cowboy. Like when he's not rodeoing, he's at home roping cattle, and he's like the nicest guy ever. I felt terrible. I accidentally farted in his girlfriend's car this last summer after Dodge City. But that's a whole nother story. But like Jess, he's just a cool guy. He's a cowboy. He likes to rodeo. He'll have a beer, but he doesn't get wild. And he's just his whole family. He's got 2 younger brothers that are going to be there pretty quick too.
Really?
Yeah. So Jesse, he's a great kid. I really like him. I've got to know him, and he's a good Kansas kid. Like Kansas, we're not pumping out just a ton of contestants at that level, but Will Lowe is from Kansas.
Yeah.
So before he moved to Texas, but we got a Will. Who else was back? I can't think of one of my. Mark Gomes, who's judging
Gomes,
here.
yeah,
98 world champ, Nickerson, Kansas. So Kansas pumped out a couple. A lot of people don't know this. Ike Sankey, Rose Hill, Kansas.
Really?
Yeah. His family still lives in Kansas. So yeah, Lyle Sankey, all 3 rough stock events. So
I mean, that's the same thing. I always say Iowa. Look at Iowa.
Roy Doyle entered a rodeo in Kansas once. So I mean, it's all good. Like
Roy Doyle. In walked Roy Doyle. So anyway, well, it's great to get to hang out with you again. I don't get to see you too often, but even though you're living Texas, you've been in Texas for a while.
Yeah, about 8 or 9 years.
Yeah. So, but we just thank you for having us, for having RümpChät a part of this, and then I love having the job down here in Corpus Christi too. It's been a lot of fun. Scott, Casey, it's a great crew. It's a really cool opportunities, and it's like it's been an education for us, and
kind of bridging the gap between everything.
It's been a cool experience. So we just on behalf of RümpChät, we want to thank you.
Well, you guys have been here for a while and you do a good job. Like this crew, like to me, it's important that everybody understands that like we didn't come here to start micromanaging what goes on. You guys have it dialed in. It's an awesome rodeo. We just try to, add a few places to make it awesomer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Awesomer.
And so
word.
it's been fun. It's fun to deal with such a talented group of guys, and you know, I'll look for next year and years to come that this rodeo really be good, because I think we had to have the first one to figure out, you know, where everybody was coming from, and then
Shout out
just make it better.
to Bill Lathrop and the whole crew here that just go above and beyond.
They do.
Just to accommodate everybody. And of all the, you know, there's rodeos you go to that you love, and there's rodeos that you go to because you get a check. And I got to say that it is, obviously, this is one of those that you just absolutely love.
Well, and that's why it's easy for us to you know, get along with these guys, because they really have a heart to make it better. They want to make it better for the athletes. They want to make it better for the fans and everybody involved. And, and so that's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about making it better for the guys who make their living or want to make their living doing this. And, you know, that's where I can identify with them. And so, you know, if everybody's pushing in that direction, just makes rodeo better.
Cool.
Well, we thank you very much, Bobby. Thank you, Bobby Mote, everybody. Champ of the world. I'm going to reboot this thing here real quick while we get Stockton Graves up here.
Let's try that. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, we were just an octave low. It sounded like we were in the witness protection program.
Ashley Rumford, stop looking at your phone. The audio. I was getting texts.
Yeah. Now we're good.
You're
It's
not
on
charging
48
me.
kilohertz, not 44.1.
What's
Not
your-
one solid tape.
No, it's not.
But
Don't
they
put
still got
mine
all
on.
the out. I mean, you can still hear.
And but-
We were just a little lower octave.
Where's my?
Oh, your headphones.
headphones.
Jeez.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, talk amongst yourselves. Stockton Graves is now on the show because this doesn't go to commercial, so they see
Yeah.
all of this.
This is great.
Well, you don't need. Shut up, Stockton. You don't need earphones, do you?
Yeah.
Well, get him earphones.
It's still lower. I
See,
don't
it'll
know.
be better if I have earphones.
Still.
No,
We're
we're
on.
live.
Oh, I just got a text is better. But our next guest,
Obviously.
the one and only steer wrestling sensation, Ponca City, Oklahoma, schooled. I've already got 4
Oh,
different
no.
messages. What's up, Stockton?
No.
Ponca City,
Earbud.
Newkirk, Oklahoma, now Alva, Oklahoma, head coach of the Northwestern Ranger Rodeo team, the winner of San Antonio, the winner of several rodeos, not the winner of the Central Plains region of College Rodeo in
You don't have to plug
2001. The second place winner in 2001, the one and only
I don't get these fancy ones.
Stockton Graves, everybody. Stockton Graves, everybody. Okay, our audio is better. Yeah.
I told you it'd be better.
You
Is it
sound. I just got a text that said better. It's on. So. And
Yep, we're good.
the winner of San Antonio. Look at this ratchet cell phone. It is. It's an iPhone
That's
5.
so
It's
ratchet.
broke into like 1,000 pieces. But it's such cool to have Stockton on today. I've known Stockton for a long time. We've rodeoed together. We've been friends. I went to class with his wife, Chrissy. I was actually going to ask her on a date our freshman year, but I never did. Worked out good for you because who would have,
Yeah, once you go rump, you never go back.
I don't know about that, but already this year, Stockton, you've bulldogged good for so long. And just like we were talking with Bobby, like, some people come and go, but like you've never, as long as I've watched you steer wrestle, you've never really just had years of sucking. Like it's all been pretty good. This year got to win San Antonio, and with the WCRA, you won $50,000 at Green Bay, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like one of the first ones, wasn't it? Or is that just last year?
It's 25 at Chicago and like 62.5 at Green Bay.
Oh, it's 62.5.
Just 62.5.
That was
is
it.
62.5, like throwing out numbers. But so the WCRA,
Who's counting?
it's obviously been great for you. I mean, you love this system.
It has been. It's been really good for me. I've enjoyed it. I've slowed down rodeo wise the last probably 10 years, and then this deal come along and and it was just right down my alley. So
Yeah.
I liked it. I like it.
You say you slow down, but like you're slowing down means you still win a shit ton of money yearly. I've noticed like winning San Antonio this year, like you're just going to ease around. I'm just going to ease down, win
Yeah.
San Antonio, come here to Corpus. And the cool thing is like with the guys that have come through Northwestern since you've been the coach, and you said this before, 10 years you've been the head coach. That is crazy.
I know it.
Does it seem like when you're there, does it seem like the old days when we were in college there? Like, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, does it?
It wasn't. No, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it doesn't seem like the days that we were in college. Thank goodness.
And you guys crank out so many good steer wrestlers, which you obviously should. But if you look at Northwestern, you look at JD Struxness, like at Kyle Irwin, at Dakota or Bridger Anderson, who went to the NFR and got to win some rounds last year. Like, so not only have you been successful, but the guys that you're recruiting, like when we were in school, me and you, it was kind of a steer wrestling school. Our old rodeo coach, Tim Kolb, was put an emphasis on bulldog, and we used to run a ton of steers. Do you still do that with your kids at Alva?
I do not.
You don't?
No.
Do they run a bunch?
They do. They run a bunch.
Yeah.
They practice every day. We practice everything every day. And, there's 30, 40 head of bulldog and steers out there, and they pretty much try to wear them out. So they do run a lot of steers. I don't run a lot of steers.
Do you haze for them?
I do haze for some of them. Just they ask me or whatever. But, that's pretty much where I stays on the hazing side.
And the coolest thing, too, like I love to tell this about Stockton. You like when Stockton sound like Megatron when you had audio issues. It's good now. But when Stockton was in college rodeo, and
Yeah, well, you still heard it.
we didn't have any money. Like I didn't have no money. Stockton didn't have no money. Stockton had a 1992 single cab Dodge pickup,
Oh, yeah.
and he had a 4-horse Exus trailer, and it had a roof air on it, but there was no insulation in the inside, and there was a mattress. And that pickup, it ran good. It didn't look great. It was kind of beat up.
Yeah,
but
it was.
Stockton would pull up there, and you'd see all these people pulling in with like 40-foot rigs and brand new trucks. Stockton would unload and just beat the crap out of them, win rodeos. And we went to Guthrie one time with his dad's pickup, and it broke down, and caught a ride and got the white pickup and hooked on. And we drove from outside of Guthrie to Guyman, and it was about 105 with no air conditioning. And me and old Stockton here, the radio with the windows down, you couldn't turn the radio up really loud enough. So there's this just sweating going down the highway. And I used to ride Stockton's Black Horse Batman. I won my freshman year. Stockton let me ride, and I won the very first college rodeo at Manhattan on old Batman. I still got a picture of that. It's quite a bit skinnier, and everybody respects Stockton, but everybody's a little bit scared because, the K County boys are a little bit scary. Like, because you were a wrestler and you got recruited to wrestle.
Yeah, but didn't go swim bulldog. But that trip you're talking about, I can remember. Because my side, of course, I was driving because he didn't drive. But the sun was coming in, and I got there, and the whole left half of my body was sunburned. The right side was fine, but the left half sticking out the window was sunburned.
We borrowed a generator one time, and in the middle of the night, the generator started to not work. So Stockton and I get out, and we figure that it's low on oil, but we don't have any oil, and we're not going to go to the store. So we take a block of wood, and we set the generator up so the oil runs down and it keeps going. And the gal that we borrowed it from happened to be driving by, and she opened the door and chewed our asses. That was the only time I thought Stockton was going to get beat up.
Yeah.
Was by that gal Robin.
Robin, yes.
But she's a nice lady now. I see her on Facebook, and she looks pretty good, and done all right for herself, I guess.
Well,
but the college rodeo days were definitely fun. Stockton got to rodeo with. We were talking about great steer wrestlers that kicked butt but never made the finals. You got to rodeo with Chancey Larson, who old big sexy. He 16 in the world a couple times, but probably one of the better steer wrestlers from from ever. Shane Henderson, of course, we talked about him a little bit yesterday. Always right there.
Like, and this format really would have benefited guys like that. That couldn't.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Chancey went hard, but Shane, I don't think he went. Did he ever go too hard? Or
A couple times, I think. Northwest, he went with us a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went with Spud Duval and went with all you guys, and he just, like you said, I wish that some of these guys that are kind of slowing down now, I wish there would have been this opportunity, because like me and Chance, we didn't always get along great because he thought I was stupid and he was right. But like he bulldogged great. He rodeoed with the great Roy Duval.
Yeah, we rode Roy and Sam. Man.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so when Chancey was also another Northwestern Oklahoma State guy, and Jeff Schieber, who I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
Jeff Schieber is and since Stockton's on here, he can validate this. Schieber is one of the toughest dudes I've ever met, and he was also a wrestler. And Jeff has no neck or patience, and so Jeff and Stockton got into a wrestling match one time. They decided they were going to wrestle after rodeo practice. And they got to wrestling in the arena, and I thought someone was going to die. So I was going to step in and try to break it up. And they both looked at me, and I just left. But
are you getting texts from people wanting you to bring up stories with Stockton?
just Brent Sutton.
Oh, just
Shut
Brent.
up, Brent.
But we've got a couple comments on here. Sherry Cross and Chad Everett, they want Stockton to slap Rump.
Oh, from Chad, my brother-in-law. Well, I know Sherry's watching. Her big jackpot's coming up in Kingfisher.
Right.
Talk about this, Stockton. Like, people
Changing the subject.
No, this is not.
Thank you.
This is not about the slap. But people don't really know about how many steer wrestling jackpots. Like, there is a whole jackpot steer wrestling culture.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ty agrees. But yeah, the steer wrestlers, we've always talked about how awesome a group of guys they are. You don't ever, I'm sure there is, but they're all for like one. They're all for each other, I should say.
Right.
But this is so cool. Getting steers' heads or pushing or getting a horse, helping a horse stand in the corner.
Everybody claps like every time.
They're just,
no. Do you give pep talks to your college kids?
Oh yeah, actually, I'm more of a mascot than anything. I try to just keep them motivated and keep their positive attitudes. Really, I preach a lot of that. But as a bulldogging as a whole, man, like everybody gets along real well. It's not as cutthroat as maybe some of the other events. Not saying they are, just maybe we're not.
Yeah, they are.
And but everybody gets along. There's certain degrees we'll go to, but for the most part, everybody does pretty well and then takes care of everybody, and that's kind of a nice thing. And it's been that way really my whole career, so
Yeah,
that was nice. So it was it was
like
good.
mountain people. And
Yeah.
see, that's one cool thing. I never had a bulldogging horse, and since Stockton here, he can vouch for this because you never got to see it, but I was pretty damn good at steer wrestling.
I bet you were.
Oh yeah.
I didn't.
I got along.
Okay.
Good. It just never all clicked. I wasn't meant to be.
Let me ask, put your coaching hat on, knowing what he was, because you college rodeoed, would you give him a scholarship? The old Justin, would you as a coach have given him a scholarship today?
Today?
Well, no,
Today.
say
okay.
you're
If I was the
if you were the coach and
I
he's
know
a senior in
Justin,
high school, yeah,
and I knew if I knew
yeah.
what I know now.
I'll clown your rodeo for free.
Of course I would have. Yeah.
The scholarship just paid for
Wait a
itself.
second. Yeah.
Well, I got to go back and Stockton's hired me to clown the
Oh yeah.
to clown the college rodeo at Northwestern, and which is cool because like I've that place.
How much do you get a paying? Because I have him at San Angelo. I need to. Maybe I'll have you hire him for San Angelo.
Yeah, I don't think San Angelo gets the Alva deal. I don't think.
Well,
probably because you've got some pictures of him with farm animals or something.
No.
we didn't have picture phones back then. Thank God. There's a bar called the Nightlight that we used to hang out at. Thank God there was no picture phones and all the people that know anything are not here anymore.
Not here anymore.
The Nightlight was fun. The old Nightlight that had the low roof.
Oh, the old
know,
one,
and
yeah.
It just stunk and like there's just pee on the floor and
Listen, that's a dive bar, man. The smell of stale beer, love it.
It was huge. It was. People still miss it today. Like it's no longer there. It's gone.
That's why I went to Alva.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like it was a pretty popular spot. The Nightlight.
the first time I walked in there, they were playing. I'd never heard the song before, but it was a staple at the nightlight. About halfway through the night, they'd play "Pussy Control" by Prince. Remember that song? Pussy Control. And I was like, "Whoa, nightlight!" And nobody like back in the old nightlight days when I went with Stockton and who was that big dude that used to hang out with that always was drunk?
Bob.
Yeah.
Bob.
And he was cross-eyed. And
Yeah.
they said his eyes were only crossed when he was drunk. And they were I never saw him sober.
Across the lot, weren't
Yeah, they were crossed a lot. So we went in there and Bob's like, I said, shit, I wish I could drink a beer. They ain't gonna card you. Well, they'd card you. Oh, you're 18, yeah. You can't start a tab if you're underage. All right, well, if you could walk to the bar and beers were like $1. God, those were the good old days. But he's hot and sweaty. There wasn't no COVID. But
I think somebody made a comment on Facebook or something that if you'd been to the nightlight circuit of 1997, you were already immune to COVID or
Yeah.
something. I thought,
is
that
there
could be true.
is there a new bar in Alva that all the rodeo kids go to?
Man, there's just the Bull and the Office is the only two right now. So the Office, it's been there forever.
What about the Naughty Pine? Is it
No, it's gone. It's a construction company now, and then
Ira's is gone?
Ira's is the feed store now. So yeah. But the crazy thing is like the Ira's bar is like the storage room or wherever they keep all the feed and everything in. And you go in there, and I bet I could still find your name on the bathroom wall.
Oh yeah, I wrote
Like
it in there a lot.
You go in there, and the bathrooms are still there, and like still got crap wrote on them, and it's like, just brings back memories.
Oh, the some of the best memories too was when we used to have our parties for homecoming. And I to this day I've still got the record. I'm the only person in the history of our college to ever fall down the hill into the end zone during a touchdown. I did. I hit so hard, and these guys are all at the top just watching me, and it's like slow motion. I'm like, oh crap! And then
Got a little excited.
I hit the end zone, and nobody even really cared. Like, blow the whistle. They're like, sir. I'm like, and the last thing, like, Stockton's like, don't do anything stupid. I'm like, I'm an adult. And then I'm in the end zone.
Somehow knew it was coming.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody was surprised.
It was a long way down. But like, as a coach now, college is rough in that it's where everybody goes out and drinks beer and do you ever have to get after your kids? Because when we were in school, you don't think about it, but now you're the coach and you got to be responsible, and little bastards are out partying, like, or do you kind of have a hold on them?
You know what? They're good. We honestly have, and I'm not jumping all over them for having fun. I tell them to have fun. It's part of the college experience and everything. But I just preach a lot of responsibility, and they're pretty good. I tell you what, they're just a different breed than we were.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, they're pretty responsible. They have
they want to get a cooler and take off with a 24-pack of beer and just drive to the rodeo. Not that we did that, but I heard people.
No, they do. They get the designated drivers and hell, like, I think
Uber wasn't a thing.
No, and I think Alva had a taxi.
No, what they had, but they did, because I got into a fight with the guy. They had Tipsy Taxi, and they would show up and they'd give you a free ride home if your blood alcohol was over a certain level. And the guy showed up and I was hammered and I blew in the deal. He's like, you're not drunk enough to get a free ride. I'm like, I'll show you.
That is out.
I go in there, and instead of just paying the $5 to get a ride home, I go and spend $30 more to prove a point. Like,
genius.
Tipsy Taxi. If you're too drunk to drive, call Ron for a ride. That's what the slogan was.
Oh,
I like it. It worked.
Can you designate college rodeos for
Absolutely.
WCRA? Yep.
WCRA points?
Yep.
Do you have your kids?
Yeah, they
doing that?
do. Westhaver, Bridger, they all did. The breakaway ropers do it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I send results in.
Yeah. Bridger's doing good. Oh,
Yep.
Block A, old Blake Mendeman.
Oh, Shag. Yeah.
Oh,
He did
Shag,
good at
365.
first.
Good for Shag. Shag has put his heart and soul in steer wrestling.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember when we used to go to Duval's way before he could even bulldog, and he's weighed about 38 pounds, and
He weighs like 42. now.
yeah, he would just sit there and he'd play over and under all day and hang out with Alfalfa Fedderson and
Alfalfa, there's a name drop.
yeah,
That's a name drop. Yeah.
That guy, he went to a different beat of a different drum.
Hey, come on now. Rip his head off and bring it back in a McDonald's sack. We'll all drink beer out of his horns.
Oh yeah.
That's right before you went in the box,
Him
right?
and- yeah, or Kendall Boulding. Put him on his hips, pork chop lips.
Yeah.
Kendall would be a good one now.
Yes.
Like there's a bunch of old cool bulldoggers, you know.
Alf would be good to have on, honestly. Yeah. I think.
They
Have you-
took-
have
He
you
couldn't
seen
tell
him?
a whole lot of stories.
I
but
seen Alf last summer. Some Woodward.
I haven't seen him. in a
Really?
long
Yeah,
time.
that's somebody. He has not aged. He's like Keith Richards. Like he looks the same. Sam Duval said he had to take him in for a like a physical for this
Oh.
insurance deal. So he takes Alf in to the doctor, and he's waiting in the waiting room. They come out, and so the doctor stand there, and Sam says, "Well, what do you think?" And the doctor said, "I didn't even think I was going to find a pulse, but Alf will outlive us all, you know."
Probably so. I just remember when him and Sid, you
Yeah.
know,
He
that
thinks
was
for
quite a
Sid there.
team
Yep.
because he had the rolled up
I-
pants and the long hair, and then Sid, you know, was in
Nipple rings.
yeah, and the long hair and the
Dreadlocks.
tattoos.
I wish that
cornrow.
I wish Sid would come back to Bulldog and enter some of these events. How bad I like Sid Steiner, he kicked ass and then
he's
just
still in
quit.
shape.
I
You
know.
seen him?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I seen him on the
The rig and rally
and
deal,
stuff,
yeah.
See him on there.
And
And then the video he made.
he was on Yellowstone too when
Yeah.
the episode when they bring that horse. We're gonna take this horse to Steiner's, and you know, and they run him in, and then Jimmy, who's a kind of a pussy, and he has to talk to Tilden Hooper, and Tilden's got like the worst line ever. What are you doing on the circuit?
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
I gave him crap on that circuit. We don't say circuit
Right.
unless it's a circuit rodeo.
Why didn't you enter in there, Jimmy? Then that that's the corniest part of that whole deal. Are you a virgin? I'm a barrel racer, and you can't be both. Remember that part
No, I don't.
when the
I
gal
actually
comes-
haven't seen Yellowstone.
I haven't either.
It's on Yellowstone.
I
When,
know I haven't.
Have you seen that, Bobby? When the bareback rider gets hurt, and she comes in there and bangs him when he's
That's not.
That happens,
that's not
doesn't it?
good stigma right there.
that should be a video for
I
bareback
really like.
riding.
What? Jesus. Gee.
If you get hung up in the bareback
Rump,
ride,
you're
you get
getting mixed up with your Pornhub count.
That's not. No, that's on. Isn't it, Ashley? You saw the episode with me. He's in the hospital because he got hung up on a bareback horse, and this chick he just met comes in and is like, "Is it swollen or is it always that size?" It's from. Don't. It's not embarrassing to me, honey. It's
This is-
on the show.
Like this
Anyhow.
on like TNT or something?
no,
Or
it's
what
on Yellowstone.
No,
It's
I know, but like
Paramount. It's Paramount is the
Anyhow, back to real
network.
talk.
rated.
Anyway, back to the WCRA.
Here we go off on Yellowstone.
Yeah.
What? Wait, I forgot one Northwestern
Oh.
Bulldogger. The great, the wonderful, the dancing sensation, the one of our RümpChät guys,
Oh, Eddie.
cousin Eddie. I'm sorry, I want
Fast
to build
Eddie.
it up.
You
Adler.
did miss
Adler.
that. That's a big one too. You kind
Yeah,
of
only the reigning world champion.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's one of our two endorsees. We have Michelle Darling and Jacob.
Yeah,
Adler.
Michelle.
Adler.
Do you want
Yeah.
to be on the team? You want to be on the team?
I'm good.
We don't pay anything.
Right now, I'm good. Really.
Can we
All right.
swap it off and sound? Well, you should have a Hambone do the sound, and I'll clown one of your rodeos at Alvin. It'll be the best. It's going to cost a fortune, but
Yeah,
we'll,
exactly.
you know,
When is it? When is the college rodeo?
the end of October.
I got Fiesta.
Oh, I do too.
you know,
Never mind.
I-
Never mind.
Yeah,
I,
I
never mind.
seriously
You're not gonna do it.
got to talk to you. I've talked to some guys. I would really like to bring because Bulldogging the roping Fiesta was originally there was a steer wrestling. There was
They
the
should
steer
give away
wrestling
a
and
trailer
tie down
for that,
roping.
yeah.
And I want a Bulldog 20-foot score,
Mm.
525-pound steers. It's gonna be like a Cheyenne.
525,
Yeah,
not like 526.
no,
How you gonna get
525.
Ones you can't
That's
just
It's gonna
gotta be
cost me.
regular.
It's gonna cost me a
to
fortune.
find? Yeah, 520.
And plus, they're shutting down like 11 states in Mexico. I've got Bobby Joe Hill. We've
Been
tried to
working
make.
on it.
We've been working on it, but this year I'd have to sell my son Gus to afford the stock.
Yes,
The cattle is very expensive.
Yep.
But anyway, I want to. How awesome would that be? Because the best event to watch at Cheyenne's is steer wrestling.
It was at one time. Yeah, it was.
And
What's wrong with it now? I haven't been in years.
Going there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, anyway.
Well, at San Angelo though, that outdoor pen when it's all opened up, that is
It's 600 feet.
600 feet to the back end.
That'd be my only problem is splits, because I mean, certain horses,
Yeah,
can only,
only be a couple. You could probably a 2-header. You'd have to make it because it'd be rough. They got to run a long ways.
but wouldn't that be a great?
Probably to watch. Yeah, it wouldn't be
that's
that
what I'm
great.
saying.
I'm not going to enter it, but
Let's say,
Oh,
yes, exactly.
why are you afraid
I-
to get beat like when I beat you in 2001?
exactly. Exactly. That's
Never
what-
gonna let that go. I'm sorry, buddy.
I wouldn't be afraid to get beat. I'd just be afraid of falling off.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I
You know.
wouldn't. I don't even want to ride a horse fast.
No.
The last time I was actually here, Boyd wanted me to run a steer, and I got on Tommy Cook's horse, and
No, that was Eldorado.
no, it was
So it's
here.
here first.
It was here, and that dude ducked out on me. The steer set up, the horse ducked out.
Seen that
I hit the
before.
buck and shoot head first, and one of Heath Stewart's horses flipped over all at the same time.
So then,
And then after I got my ass chewed, Boyd's like, it's all fun and game, but you need to pay attention. Sorry, Boyd, I didn't mean to bounce my face off the buck and shoots.
then we had him do it at same thing, Tommy Cook's horse at Eldorado Days in Vegas.
Saying
And then no. This steer, it was one of those. The steer cuts him off, and it was one of those. Yeah, I mean, they're tripping on each other. An old Big Bear.
I was trying to bail.
doing this. He's got all 300 pounds in that horse's mouth, and that horse is, got blinders on, old school leather blinders, and he's just straightforward. I
last thing
thought
I
Big
remember-
Bear was Dunsky.
I'm coming across there, and Tommy's hazing. He goes, "Get out!" No. Did you ever run any steers at Mont Elam's?
Oh yeah, get down or get out.
Get-
Right there on the back.
They on the
Yeah.
back of Mont Elam's.
Yeah.
This weird,
It was like that was just a piece of tin.
yeah,
Just
said "get down or
randomly.
get out," and the whole back end was covered in
on
old
the fence.
mattresses.
Yes.
But it was weird because like you had to drive through a junkyard, and then you get there, and this arena is made of like chicken wire and pallets, and we used to run like millions of steers there.
Well, honestly, and one of the best things. You remember the old Silverstream?
Yeah, that gross where
Yeah.
Brady Bartell used to stay.
Right. There is a calendar in there, and it's a swimsuit edition of K-State. And there is someone in that calendar that we know.
Is it my
Okay.
mom?
No, it's
Okay.
not your mom.
Who is it?
We're alive. You don't have to say.
Yeah, you can.
I was gonna say she'd probably kill me, but she did it.
Who?
Nikki.
Really?
Nikki.
I ain't going
I'm not
there.
going there.
Well,
I'm not-
Nikki,
I'm not
I'm
going
gonna
there.
I'm gonna Google that. What year was that?
I have no idea.
I wonder if is that arena still there?
But it's weird. Like she's like Mont and him's like niece and shit, and
Yeah,
they got a swimsuit in.
big Mont Elam. But yeah, we used to.
Look
That
at my
was
niece.
we used
She's
to,
Miss March.
I actually think Claire was the first one to show me that too. Look at this.
yeah. the
Frick. Look at Nikki.
Jason Larry.
that guy had a lot of.
Sorry, Nikki.
Jason had a lot of personality.
Oh yeah.
I saw.
Well, you missed him on you throwing out Kansas
No, but
Cowboys. He's
he
gonna be
did pretty
pissed at
good.
you.
No, I'm saying the Kansas Cowboys that were very, very I guess he was very, very successful. Like,
I mean, 6 or 7 times.
yeah,
Come in number
he was
one
always just a
couple
joy
times.
to be around too. He was so friendly and fun and
Yes.
talkative.
So we're encroaching end of show here in a little bit, but for the people out there, young and old, with this WCRA, what because you've won a ton of money. I mean, nearly $100,000 at WCRA's in just the last year or so. What can you tell them? What's your advice for them?
I don't know. Like, man, you just kind of the proof's in the pudding there. You just kind of got to look and see what we've done and what's been done throughout the last couple of years of this deal. And I'm really hoping it takes off. This is a good thing for rodeo. Just rodeo in general. It doesn't have to be old or young or any, just rodeo in general. This is it could be the future of rodeo, and hopefully is. It's, you guys just kind of got to look and see how we've done it and what we've done on the nominations and stuff like that, and get involved. And I see that, like, we're staying out there at Robstown right now, and there's a lot of people like, because you go to the regular rodeos or
Yeah.
whatever,
You
and
know,
see the
everybody.
same people, right?
Mhm.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that I've never even seen before, so
Yeah,
and it's pretty cool. Like the 17-year-old last night. That was
Yeah,
in the
who was that
Bulldog.
kid?
I don't know.
Is he looking for a college?
Probably, you know.
Can he find out more information about where we're at nwsu.edu?
You probably could. Yeah.
But
You probably
I think
could.
that's the coolest part is the younger guys in there, because at like Duval's at the 19 and under jackpot, like if you think about how many young kids are out there, like I hate that. Wait till you're 18. Like if you're 15, I mean, like if you look at basketball, about like people, that these 16-year-old kids that could dang near go play for the Lakers. So I feel like
Well, they do. They go from high school, LeBron or
draft them out of
Melo
high
or-
school straight into the pros.
Yeah.
That's Nelly said that. But like if you got a 15-year-old kid that can be 3'5", and he got the money to enter, play ball, old son.
Yeah, you bet. I mean, that's the best part about it. I mean, just there's no one saying you can't.
Yeah.
So
How many? And the cool thing is, I don't want to call you old. 'Cause I'm
you
not.
can.
It's
But
just
you've been
he's
around-
closer to the end of his
Yeah.
career than he is the start.
Yes.
You've been around for a long time and got to see and do a lot of different things, and to win the big rodeos, to go to the small rodeos, and to you won most every major pro rodeo. One great WCRA rodeos. I got to look at Scott's hat. I get my letters mixed up. But
I know.
how much? And I hate when people ask me, but I'm gonna ask you because I don't care. How much? Like, what do you think? Are you just gonna keep bulldogging until it's not fun anymore, or you got a wife and some beautiful children, and they get to go a little bit? I got to see them last year at Dodge City, but
Yep.
what are you thinking? With these deals, you're gonna keep rodeoing just enough. It's like, man, I don't want to go, but if I get into Corpus, if I could get a chance of winning that $1 million,
Yeah, definitely.
then
I mean,
you can
that's
afford to hire
you
me for your
bet.
rodeo.
Right. And then yeah, I just I feel like as long as I can compete and be competitive and still win, like I feel like I can still go.
Yeah,
Right. And there'll be a day where probably won't be able to do that, like you said, father time or whatever. But and then heck, I'll hang it up and had a good run or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but that is kind of nice because I think the road, what they say, it's not the runs, it's the miles. So that's what gets to you first is putting on all them miles and everything. The bulldogging, it's fun, it's what it is. But just the whole traveling and stuff like that, that's hard on you. So
expensive.
yeah, and it just after 20 some odd years of it gets
Because
even worse. So
bulldoggers don't go cheap ever. I know this because when we first got married and I didn't have any money and Ashley was working so I could try to rodeo full time. Like steer wrestlers, they don't go, hey, after the slack, let's just go get $1 cheeseburger. It's always like, let's go somewhere and
Let's go to Texas
buy-
Roadhouse and
get
yeah,
some
70
prime rib.
Right. Yeah.
Let's go get $70 worth of beer and $50 worth of steaks. Like steer wrestlers go pretty hard on the hanging out and spending money.
Well, and that's what some of them contractors out there, Heath, Frontier, maybe, Guyman, like you bulldog first, right, in the slack. So that way we get up, we get up, no problem. We bulldog first, and we go put horses up, and we go eat lunch. Like we don't really watch the rest of the slack. We're more interested in lunch and a few beers and stuff.
And every
like that.
bulldogger knows every good restaurant
You
in
bet.
every town.
And then like when you put us last, we're just like sitting there twiddling our thumbs for 8 hours of slack.
That's- That's the truth too.
Just mad that we haven't, eaten lunch yet or anything like that.
And it hurts
So-
local business.
Yeah,
Right.
Casey
Beer
Jones-
sales go way down.
Casey Jones is like Western Skies. That's all he ever says about
Yeah,
San Angelo.
Western Sky. Oh yeah. I ate there probably 7 times this year between the 2 trips.
And you know what else I like about the steer wrestlers that is pretty cool? Steer wrestlers will gamble on anything. Like when we used to go stay at a Sonora at a old Pops'
yeah.
place, and we'd go in there and they'd be playing dice. I mean,
Craps game.
just playing craps all night long. And Stockton tried to show me how, but it's hard to gamble money you don't have. But like steer wrestlers at the jackpots, they will sit there and gamble on anything. And I didn't ask Stockton, but the one year at A-Duddles when I bought Brian Fields in the Calcutta, and I didn't know it was 6 times the money. So we're over there, and Brian Fields always did good at A-Duddles. So they get to 1,200. I'm like, I happen to have 1,200. And I go to settle up. It was 6 times the money. I'm like, uh-oh. So I'm like, let's see, who do I need to? I'm like, I'm going to ask Stockton for, like $6,000. And I didn't. I asked Tyson.
I wish I would. I think that particular year, I wish I'd had it.
Well, yeah, I asked Tyson Britton.
Yeah.
Tyson Britton's dad paid for it, and after everything was said and done, I cleared like $124.
But did he
So-
win?
Yeah. Did he win it that year?
No, he didn't win it that. He
Oh.
did pretty good, but like with the
One year
with
he
the
won
pounds,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
The year I didn't buy him,
Right.
yeah, he won it. But
Yeah.
Brian Fields, that's another name that's kind of
Mhm.
fun because like you don't ever see steer wrestlers don't ever retire. Just all of a sudden you notice they're not there anymore.
Right.
Have
Yeah.
you noticed that?
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
you never say, man, that guy's left. Just like, hey, remember this guy?
Or their name come up like a Jason Miller,
Yeah.
world champ,
Lance
and
Crick,
you're like,
Wyoming.
oh yeah, man, he was a great guy. You're right. They just kind of
Just
Just
kind
gonna
of
back-
fade
yeah,
away.
Wade
Right.
Sumter.
Yeah. Yep. Right
just
there.
kind of eased off, and now he's ranching and raising
Jerry Dorncamp.
Jerry Dorncamp.
He's
But-
my rodeo hero.
I will tell
He
you,
always says, Hambone, when you was old enough to be worth the shit, you wouldn't be worth the shit. And I was right.
yeah, I concur. But I will tell you, no matter what happens, and I mean this, I'm not just kissing your ass because I could whip the shit out of you if I wanted to. But
I figure.
at the end of the day, when I think of the best steer wrestlers there ever was, Stockton Graves is right up there.
Here,
If
here.
there was one person you could say, Mr. Consistency, Stockton has been consistent. He's done it right. You don't see Stockton, making mistakes in the arena or out of the arena. Just always cool. I've never seen him get mad. He got flagged out one year at Guyman when he shouldn't have, and he kind of laughed. He looked at the judge and goes, "Seriously?" and just walked off laughing. So he's done it with class. And
Except one time, Stockton, I've been wanting to talk to you about this for a long
oh
time.
Lord,
Oh gosh.
truth tree.
No.
Waco, Texas, Slack.
Yep.
I was helping.
$250 fine.
Well, I don't know about that. This is for me personally.
Mhm.
Maybe you got fined for this, and I'm glad you did. I was
don't
I was
know.
shagging
think that-
I was shagging steers out,
Well, I didn't
and
get fined
I'm
for
of course
that.
I'm riding a wonderful front end horse of the Circle Eyes. I don't even get Chase's pickup horse, so I'm probably in some saddle with not even leather on the horn. But I missed this steer a couple times because you know how Slack is. Every steer wrestler within 16 states is in the corners, and the steer, I missed him. Runs out of the box, even coming out of the box, and he still miss him. Like, it's so embarrassing because here's all these
Everybody's
badass bulldoggers
Yeah, they
in there,
cannot
and,
rope a lick.
and
Yeah, getting
it's-
mad. Yeah, I know.
and then he runs back in the corner, and I'm trying to, and nobody's helping me. Like no guy's pushing out, and you're standing right there, and you just look at me and go, "What do you want me to do?" And I went, "Nothing." And then somebody got him out. We finally got him out, and then I was scared the rest of the day.
It's a great
because-
story.
Wow, this is a
because you-
terrible story.
Well, no, because you looked at me, and
I asked you, what do you want
what
me
do you
to
want me to do?
It means
It's how you said it. It's how you said
like
it.
you
It's
took it
your-
out of context.
I'll never forget it. I was like 17, and you scared the shit out of me, Stockton.
Well, that's kind of how it works. Like if we would have missed somewhere doing that, like 2 or 3 times, like our fathers and people we were, been yelling at us. They
I
wouldn't
know.
have said, "What do you want me to do?"
Well, there's this old guy. Was his name Jack, or his son was named Jack? He's an old man. He's a hazer. I think Jack is there the bulldog.
Wiseman.
No,
No, you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Anyway, and he just goes, "Somebody get this.
I'm not gonna
get this
say he's
rope
an
out of
old
this kid's
man.
hands."
I'm not going to say he's an old man, but it's Lloyd Hodges. Who
That's
you're
it.
talking
Jack
about.
Hodges' dad or grandpa or
Dad.
yeah. Well, he was old to me.
He's not that old.
Old.
He
Old
was.
just number.
Somebody get this rope out of this kid's
He was
hand.
probably right.
And you know what? I just had a bad
Give it
day.
to Cody Dozier. He can do both.
Well, I have one story.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yes.
And I was told I got to tell it. And it goes back to our college days if we got time.
Yeah, we
don't
got
have
time. Nope.
So I
All
don't
the
know
time in
if
the
you
world.
guys have ever heard Rumford say anything about, I don't know if ever, because I don't listen to your podcast all that often.
Thanks, Stockton.
Well, I don't have whatever you need to listen to it
an
on.
iPhone.
Yeah, well, you see my iPhone. That's an iPhone 5 or something.
Yeah.
You probably don't even get podcasts.
Yeah.
And that's why it's an iPhone 5, because this is the third one I've had this
Right.
year.
Okay.
Anyway, okay. So, have you ever heard him talk about like a black Ford that he bought while he was in college with a camper on it?
Yes.
Okay. Like a sharp rig. Like it was pretty cool. It was pretty pimped
It was
out.
really nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. I don't know if I've ever told you this. Or
Okay.
anything. I don't think I've told too many people that would even know this.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
He's so nervous right
I don't.
now.
I'm a little bit nervous.
All right. Well, and
It's not a bad story, is it?
No,
Okay.
no. It's not. So I know that he's talked about it on the show. So Rumford, like you said, we never had any money in college or anything like that. We drove it was an '89 Dodge that I drove, not a '92. And I mean, that's what we drove because that's what we could afford, right? And the Rumford band shows up one year with this Sharp, like it's pretty new.
Yeah,
huh?
it was pretty badass.
It was black, windows tinted. I think it had a grill guard on it, chrome wheels, and he had this Capri on it that had the silver down the side.
Yeah.
Like it was sharp rig, right? Well, Rumford, I think, had played a joke on us, but I'm sure he had one of his many, okay, that I won't mention. And we kind of owed him, right? Like we owed him a lot. All right. So anyway, he talks about, how he sold that camper because he couldn't, the smell got in there and he couldn't get it out, right? And he couldn't figure out what it was or nothing like that. You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember the smell?
Yeah, I remember the smell.
So, but so anyway, he ended up selling it or something like that.
I sold it to Jordan Holland.
Okay, so one day we go to class in Rumford's, parked over by the church there, and we go to class and we weren't in the same class, whatever. But we get out of class and I'm walking. It was me and Bob, I think, and JD, and we're walking down the street to the trucks, and someone had run over a cat. And just freshly run over a cat. And I'm a cat lover. I got plenty of cats and stuff like that. So, but anyway, I'm sitting there and I was like, Rumford had done something to us that was pretty gruesome. And I was like, you know what? We're getting that sumbug back right here, right now. So it just kind of happened spontaneously. Now, this is over 20 years ago.
I know.
Okay.
I'm not mad about it.
So when I did feel terrible for a long time, but I figured you'd find it. So I took that cat and threw it under the bed in that camper. And then I kind of forgot about it.
So did I.
Yes. You didn't know. And I forgot about it. And one day he's like, dude, my camper freaking reeks and I cannot figure out what's in there.
Well, it wasn't just like it was underneath like in a thing. It wasn't just like you lift up. The mattress was just a piece of like foam.
I know. I threw it underneath there.
It was.
So you guys slept on a dead cat for a long time. But
I hate that story.
Did you never found the dead cat?
I did. It just took quite a while. And then, but once you get
I
it
didn't
out.
think you ever found it.
No, I did. That's when towards the end when the smell stayed, even though the cat was gone.
Yeah. And I really was going to take it out like the next day or something. And I forgot about it.
I told Jordan it was just mildew smell.
That is gross.
Well, that looks like we're about out of time.
Yeah, no, Stockton, we thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
You've obviously just
You got a cat coming to your trailer.
Yeah, I know it, right? Like I'm gonna be locking it up for now.
we mentioned you multiple times, a lot on this show, so it's great to give our audience finally an audio and some video of the great Stockton Graves. Just many times the NFR and has won a bunch of money in the WCRA, and he's just an example of what it can really work in this alliance here. And are you coming back tomorrow?
I'm up tonight.
You're up tonight. That's right. I forgot. I guess I've seen you out on horse. You've been hazing for guys, so I try and pay attention during the rodeo, but I'm just rocking so many faces off.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, exactly. Well. But we want to thank you, brother, for coming on.
Hey,
man,
I appreciate it, guys.
And good luck tonight.
Thank you for being easy on me with the stories.
No, that's the only one I got.
Good.
Yeah, that's we'll get him on again where it's just recorded and I can
We'll
edit.
talk about the skinny Kenny punch. So that'll be one for another time when we can edit stuff out.
Yes, exactly.
See, this cat, that was a good story.
Yeah, that was a good
story.
That was a good kid.
Meow.
But so anyway, check it out. WCRA Get Ride Pass. Download the app if you want to watch tonight's action. Tomorrow will be on June 6th on CBS, the national broadcast at 1 o'clock Eastern. If you want to check the short round out from the WCRA here at Buc Days celebration, Rodeo Corpus Christi.
Tomorrow we're live at 10 a.m.
Yep. We'll be at 10 a.m. tomorrow
building.
in the building. And I don't know who we're going to have for guests, but we'll have somebody.
Maybe Shorty Garrett.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Shoddy. And then maybe we'll have we should get Siler on and talk about all the the matchups
Yeah.
that are coming and everything, because they'll have day sheets worked.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I haven't got a chance to work my day
10 a.m.
sheets.
tomorrow morning, going live.
But anyway, so thanks everybody. We appreciate it, and we'll see you later. Go ahead there, Kyle. Hit the end broadcast.
Very fancy.
This is very fancy here at RümpChät.
Omni Hotel,
Bye-bye.
RümpChät, Landscaped,
Manscaped, Pendleton,
Not yet.
Pendleton.
Pendleton Whiskey.
Northwest.
Go Buc